I'm bashful. Okay. I said I am bashful. Uh, my name is Harry Smith. Let me tell you just a little bit about my childhood. Uh, I'm going to go back, way back now. There's three of us boys, and at one time or another, all three of us was in Korea. There's two of them was twins. They was a little older than I was, and they was in the service. And I wanted to go in there so bad I could taste it. But for one reason, well, even before I got old enough, I'd put on my one brother's uniform. Of course, I was afraid that they'd catch me up in it, arrest me or something, so I wouldn't wear the medal or the U.S. little tags that you wear on your pilots. Anyway, people thought that I was a little soldier boy, and I got a big kick out of that because they would come up and ask. It was just starting of the Korean War, and they'd come and ask, "Hey, are you going to go to Korea? You going to do this? You going to do that?" Yeah, maybe one of these days. Anyway, uh, two of my boys or my brothers was in Korea at the same time, and one of them got shot pretty bad. Actually, from his navel back to his backbone on one side. I think it was somewhere around about 50 uh, rounds burp gun that got him, tore him wide open. He did survive it and lived for many years after that. And, the other one was, he was, he directed the artillery. And come think about it, he might have been the one that was directing in when that far in, whenever they was shooting at us. At least one of them, someone did. But anyway, I finally got old enough to join the service myself. And one time I tried to get in. I wouldn't pass the written test. Next time, I wouldn't pass my physical, and just went back and forth. Finally, I got tired of it. Said, okay, I'll just go and get me a job then. I went in Cleveland, Ohio, got me a job in the factory for about 2 years, and I got drafted. No trouble then. I passed everything flying colors. So anyway, they said, well, you can go home for a couple months. We'll contact you. I said, no. I said, if you want me to go in, I said, now's a good time to go. I said, because I don't want to go home. If you want me in there, take me now. So they said, well, if you do, well, you can't be a U.S., you got to be RA. I said, fine. Been trying to be RA now for a long time anyway. So they took me on in. And I took basic training in Hawaii before it became a state. And then after that, come back home for a few days, 20 day on a 20-day leave, and then I went in Japan, and from Japan I went on into Korea. I was in Korea altogether 8 months and 10 days. I come out of Korea on the amount of points that I had that it took to get out of Korea. I come out of Korea on 4th of July. I left my outfit in 1953. And they said, oh, the war's over with, just a little cleanup. That night, my company went up. Night I left, my company went up into a place called Outpost Harry. I had been there before. But anyway, that particular night, the North Koreans decided that they would give their last big heavy push, I guess. And the next morning, there was 13 men, I believe, out of my company that was able to walk off. The rest of them was either dead or carried off. So I was already out of the company by then, but that was the sacrifice that they gave for the country. I was lucky. I was one of the lucky ones, and I thank God for that. Due to the fact that I didn't get a scratch. Well, I did got a little scratch, but on the arm, but it didn't mount to anything. So they offered me a Purple Heart, and I said, "What for?" If I got that, I'd go back into West Virginia with that Purple Heart and a nickel. I could get a cup of coffee anywhere. Without the nickel, I can't. And I cannot explain to anyone how I got it, so I don't want it. But anyway, that's, now there's, see, what was I going to say? Forgot. Oh, well. That's one good thing about it. When you get old, you can forget without people looking down on you, I hope. But I got out, come out of Korea, and I went back home got out of the service, went back home for 43 days, 4 hours, and so many minutes from time I got out, from time I picked up my discharge, till I held up my hand and got swore back in for 3 more years. And it was a good life. I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't enjoy it too much when I was over, in places where it was dangerous, but luckily, like I said, I didn't get anything wrong with me. But anyway, make a long story short, I got out of the service due to the fact that my wife, I'd been married about 26 months, I guess. And I'd spent about 3 months with my wife in that length of time. She said, "Well, it's time for you to get out now. It's either her or the Army," so I picked her. And we was married for about 47 years before she passed away. And I just, I'm glad that I made the decision, even though I wonder what would have happened if I'd have stayed. But that's another here and there. Anyway, now, that's enough on that. What I want to say now on this honored flight, I didn't know nothing about it. One day I was in Southerners. I was in there getting some stuff so I could do some work around the house there. This man, David, there, happened to see my cap I wore. And I do wear that cap with pride. And anyway, he told me about it and asked me if I was interested in coming on the honored flight. And I said yes. So we got hooked up together, and I got the necessary papers and I came. And I just want to thank you, David, for mentioning it to me. And I appreciate it. I appreciate each one of you people for what you have showed me, that the Korean War, maybe it was forgotten. For a lot of years it was. But, it come back alive because it's not forgotten no more. And I'm glad of that. And I just thank each one of you, the ones that's been so kind and so good to us, that I didn't expect what I've seen up here. I did not expect the people to meet us whenever we was down the Pan Am, getting ready to board that bus to El Paso. It was way beyond my wildest dream to see people treat the veterans the way you people ask and the way that they have. And I just want to thank each and every one of you. And I just give you the praise. I mean, you said I was the one that deserves the honors. No, I wasn't. I was just another GI in the service doing exactly what I was getting paid to do, and doing exactly what that any other red-blooded American would do very proudly, I believe. And I just want to thank each and every one of you. And God bless each one of you.